We are told that consumers are king in the market, but in reality, is it so? No. To protect the consumer rights, the Government of India enacted two laws, that is a Consumer Protection Act 1986 and Consumer Protection Act 2019. Today we will see the Consumer Protection Act 2019. I am Dr. M. Vijay Kumar, Professor and Head, Department of Management Studies, K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology, Tiruchendur. Let us see the Consumer Protection Act. 1986 provided for a three-tier consumer dispute redressal mechanism at the national level, that is NCDRC, and state level, that is State Commission, and district level, that is a district forum. The salient features of the Consumer Protection Act 2019: Consumer Protection Councils are available, that is a Central Consumer Protection Authority, that is CCPA, and there is a simplified dispute resolution process available in this act. And mediation, one of the important things that is available under this act. Product liability, rules on e-commerce and direct selling is a new provision, and penalty for adulteration of products and spurious goods. We will see the all these features detailing. Central Consumer Protection Authority. So it provides relief to the class of consumers, and it empowers to conduct the investigation into violation of consumer rights and institute complaints and prosecutions, and it orders recall of unsafe goods and services from the market, and it orders discontinuance of unfair trade practices and misleading advertisements, and it imposes penalties on the manufacturers, endorsers, publishers of the advertisements. Besides, a gazette notification for the establishment of CCPA under publication is also available. And there is a simplified dispute resolution process available under this act. That is, it ensures a deemed admissibility after 21 days of filing, and it empowerment of the Consumer Commission to enforce their orders. It gives a power to the Consumer Commissions to enforce their orders. State Commission and District Commission can now review their own orders. Under this act, appeals only on question of law after the second stage. The ease of approaching the Consumer Commissions, that is, you can file from the place of residence or work, or you can also do an e-filing, and you can attend the proceedings through a video conferencing for hearing. Mediation, one of the important features of this Consumer Protection Act 2019, it is an alternative dispute resolution mechanism. Reference to the mediation by the Consumer Commissions, wherever scope for early settlement exists and parties agree for it, you can go for it. Mediation cells to be attached to the Consumer Commissions. Panel of mediator to be selected by the selection committee consisting of president and a member of the Consumer Commissions. Mediation to be held in the Consumer Mediation Cell. And if there is any settlement is happening through a mediation, there is no appeal is possible. Product liability is another important feature. The manufacturer or a product service provider or a product seller to be responsible for compensation for injury or damage caused by the defective product or deficiency in services. Basis for a product liability action: manufacturing defect, design defect, deviation from the manufacturing specifications, not conforming to the express warranty, failing to contain the adequate instructions for correct use of the product. That means manufacturer has to give adequate instructions to the consumer how to use the product. If you take the product called Dettol, it is from the Reckitt and Benckiser. They give adequate instruction on how to use the product. If the consumers are not given instruction how to use the product, then the manufacturer is responsible. The services provided faulty or imperfect or deficient, then the product liability action will come into place. Because of this act, what are the benefits to the consumers? This Consumer Protection Act 1986, it is a single point of access to the consumers, which is time consuming. additional swift executive remedies provided through this CCPA, deterrent punishment to check the misleading advertisements and adulteration of the product is possible, product liability provisions to deter the manufacturers and service providers from delivering the defective products or deficient services. Under this Act, a consumer can approach the Consumer Commission very easily, and there is a simplification of adjudication process is available, and there is always a scope for early disposal of cases through this mediation. Besides, provision for rules for new age consumer issues, that is a e-commerce and direct selling. In 1986 Consumer Act, there is no provision for the e-commerce and direct selling, but under this Act of 2019, there is a provision for this e-commerce and direct selling. Rules and regulation is also available. Let us see the rules first. General rules is available. Besides, Consumer Protection Council rules, Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission rules, appointment of the president and members in the state and the district level commission rules, mediation rules, model rules for states, e-commerce rules. These are the rules available under this Act. Besides, regulations like Consumer Commission procedure regulations, mediation regulations, administrative control over the state commission and district commission regulations are available. So these ensures that consumers are safely protected under this Act. Thanks for watching. Keep learning and growing. Thank you.